We're less than an hour away from the kickoff of Berwick Bulldogs football on Pop Radio. Streaming online at thisispopradio.com. Brought to you by
Overhead Door of Berwick, Berwick Notary, State Farm Insurance, Sean Black and Lori Powell, First Keystone Community Bank, The Willows Golf Course, Journey Bank, Flick Brothers Electric in Bloomsburg, Blaze Alexander Family Buick GMC of Bloomsburg, Berwick Dental Arts, WNL Subaru Nissan and Mazda, Reds Roofing, Preferred Portables, Nespoli Jewelers, Neighborhood Fence, Ken Pollock Ford, Mayo Funeral Home, ND Accounting and Consulting, Anna Mason's Monogram Service.
It's time for the CJ Curry Show on Pop Radio. Here with the first-year head coach of the Berwick Bulldogs is Jim Doyle.
Well, after 2 straight road games, the Bulldogs are back home here at Crispin Field tonight to take on the Cougars of Hazleton area. Cougars are 1-2, coming off their first win of the season, 13-3 at West Scranton last Friday. The Dogs are 0-3 after Friday's 35-0 loss at Lackawanna Trail. CJ, after struggling to move the ball pretty much the whole game at Mid-Valley the week before, your team's offense put together a nice-looking drive off the opening kickoff last Friday. 10 plays that reached Lackawanna Trail's 18-yard line before you came up short on a 4th and 4 play. Despite not scoring, you had to be encouraged by that start.
It was definitely encouraging, Jim, for sure. And like you said, against Mid-Valley, we struggled heavily. We weren't really able to run the ball or throw the ball. And so we took that to heart. And this week, our guys practiced very, very hard. And that they came into the game a little bit more confident. And it's really just in that red zone and when we get into plus territory that we're starting to shut down a little bit. And, when we go back and when we watch the film, you have over 200 yards of total offense and still 0 points to show for it, but 4 out of our first 6 plays on that drive, we had a mental error. And it was something as easy as the first play of the game, a receiver forgot to go out, and we had a drop. And then the next play, somebody forgets to go, Julian goes to the wrong side, one of our wide receivers, and messes our play up. And then our quarterback takes the play in wrong. Our guard forgets to pull. So it's just little things like that we can see. If we can put all those things together now, I think that this offense is ready to explode at any point. It just comes down to our execution.
Final score sounds like a rout, but if you look at total yardage for the game, Lackawanna Trail had 18 more yards in total offense than your team.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. We were able to drive the ball. We were able to throw the ball for the most part pretty effectively, and it just comes down to a couple plays that's just monumental errors that we make that we just can't make, with a pick six coming out after a kick return for a touchdown, and just little things like guys not getting to where they should be in routes, and guys getting to the wrong yardage, or us just making the wrong read and not looking at the right guy to get our throw off of. And so just little things with an inexperienced team. I was just talking, and something kind of just popped in my mind this week when I was talking to a student, and the only skill player on our team really with any varsity experience on the offensive side of the ball right now is Billy Hansen. We have 4 guys back on the offensive line, really 5 if you count, Draven, who got a couple starts last year, but and our offensive line played great. They gave us great protection all week against Lackawanna Trail, or all night, I should say, against Lackawanna Trail. And, Billy's able to be a playmaker for us, but everybody else, it's their first year starting. So we're going through some of those growing pains, but they're getting better every week.
One of the biggest in-game decisions a head coach has to make on whatever level of football we're talking about is 4th down situations. When to go, when to punt. The score was just 7-0. Midway through the second, your team faced a 4th and 4 at your 39. Obviously, somewhat of a gamble. Looked like the play was there, but it didn't. And they eventually scored. What was your thought process at that time?
We thought that we were moving the ball pretty effectively on offense, and we saw a look that we really liked, where we were running a vertical on the outside and a 5-yard out, quick out, and we saw that on film all week, and we ran that play to perfection in practice all week in that situation, knowing that, we have to get 4 or 5 yards. We can get to the sticks, catch, come to balance, get the ball on our receiver's outside shoulder, and the receiver was there, and it just was a little bit off target in the accuracy of the throw, and we didn't get it. But, looking at our defensive coordinator before the play, and Coach Haas, and he said, let's go for it. And so, getting that confidence from him and being able to try to rely on our defense, although that they went down and scored, having that trust from him was huge, and having that trust in our guys. And so that's one of those things that we're going to put together.
Up next, CJ will evaluate his team's defensive effort in last Friday's game. You're listening to the CJ Curry Show here on Pop Radio.
Planning your next big event? Weddings, concerts, church festivals, even construction sites. Preferred Portables has you covered. Preferred Portables offers a luxury restroom trailer that even has hot water. No power? No problem. They can provide a generator to keep the lights on. They even provide sanitary service to campgrounds, parks, parties, and have 24-hour emergency service. Contact Preferred Portables to learn about event and contractor pricing. Check out their website, preferredportables.com. We're number one when you have to go number two.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick. The roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding, specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
Escape the ordinary this fall. Navigate the unpaved roads in a Mazda CX-50 with as low as 0.9% financing for 60 months or 1.9% for 72 months at W&L Mazda. Maneuver through the city streets in a nimble Mazda CX-30 with low financing rates or up to $1,000 customer cash. Find your Mazda at W&L, off Route 11 in Northumberland, online at WNLMazda.com or at the Bloomsburg Fair.
Financing available to well-qualified applicants only. Offer cannot be combined with any other discounts or incentives other than loyalty or military offers. Offer ends 9/3/24. See W&L Mazda for complete offer details.
Hey, hometown fans. You know Journey Bank as your trusted local bank. But did you know we're also the biggest cheerleader for our community's youth? From athletes competing under the Friday night lights, to students excelling in the classroom, to talented teen stars singing center stage, we're investing in the future of our young people. At Journey Bank, we're committed to helping our kids score big in every aspect of life. Journey Bank, where dreams are nurtured and futures are built. Journey Bank, proud supporter of our local youth.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickashinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
You're listening to the CJ Curry Show on Pop Radio. Here with the first-year head coach of the Berwick Bulldogs is Jim Doyle.
A rivalry renewed tonight as the Cougars of Hazleton area are here at Crispin Field to take on the Bulldogs. Dogs coming off a loss last Friday night to Lackawanna Trail in Factoryville. CJ, Lackawanna Trail's wing T offense produced 222 rushing yards, but almost half of those yards came on two long runs by Isaac Ryan. The big plays hurt, didn't they?
Absolutely, no doubt. And it was just, some of those things where our secondary didn't come down and feel like we practiced two all week, and our linebackers kind of just got caught up on some down blocks. And so, that's Lackawanna Trail's thing. And they're a very, very good football team. They're a strong, disciplined, tough football team. You look at their body of work over the past few years, and they have guys, and it's a culture of winning. And so we knew that they might break one or two, but that our offense had to rally behind them and score some points, and we couldn't just make those huge mistakes. And so, in all reality, I think that our defense played pretty well. It's the second week in a row that we haven't let over 10 passing yards, which is incredible. Usually Lackawanna Trail can lull teams to sleep, and then they'd hit Kimmel down the middle on some huge game, but 0 passing yards this week, and a couple missed tackles here and there. And their one touchdown run, there was a phantom whistle you watch on film, and you see half of our guys stop and then start to go again, which they have to be taught to play through. Play through everything until they know everybody else was going full speed. And so just little things like that. But I was very happy again with our defense, and it's back to work this week against a high-powered Hazleton team who has a ton of weapons, quarterbacks coming back, receivers coming back, and they have 8 starters back offensively, I believe, and so it doesn't get any easier.
Well, your team last Friday was very much in the game. It was 14-0 at the half, and then you kick off, and it's a low line drive kick designed pretty much to not have a return. It looked to me like the deep man took a knee, which the ball was dead there, but unfortunately a penalty against your team. You have to kick it again. Again, it's the same kind of kick, but somehow he takes it the distance and really turns the game around. What happened? People coming down not in their lanes or what?
Yeah, no doubt. Just people coming down and just kind of playing sandlot football, not stuff that we teach. And that's one of those things we talk about, not being disciplined. And, we've hung our hats trying to have 4 core values here in pride, discipline, commitment, and toughness. And, we didn't have any of those 4 things Friday night, which was frustrating. And we had a team meeting and talked about those things exclusively. But, we have to take special teams a lot more seriously. And when we talked about it last week, you wait. If you don't go hard on special teams, if you don't give everything you got, you don't do your job, then wait till special teams cost you a game and let me know how that feels. And so, not to say that it lost the game for us, but it was a huge momentum shift. We were able to block a field goal in the first half and not capitalize on that. So, but you just never able to get the momentum, and then they're able to get that kick return, then you get the ball back and you throw a pick 6, and all of a sudden, you're feeling good at halftime. You're thinking that you have a shot. We're driving the football. We're doing what we have to do. Just have to score some points once again. But it's 14-0 to 28-0, just like that. Now you're in a pretty big hole that you got to dig your way out of.
You referenced the blocked field goal. That was a highlight of your special teams. Billy Hansen was the one who blocked it. How did that happen? Where did he come from?
Billy can just do it all. Billy came right off the right side. He looked over because he wasn't sure if we should be in field goal safe or if we should go block it. And we gave him the thumbs up and said go. And so, Billy timed it up off the snap. He had a great jump. Billy just has unbelievable athleticism and acceleration. And so he got in, man. He's just a gamer. He can just make plays. He makes plays on offense, defense, special teams.
Hazleton area is tonight's opponent. Later in the show, CJ will tell us about the Cougars. But up next, it's the Bulldog Spotlight feature. You're listening to the CJ Curry Show here on Pop Radio.
Planning your next big event? Weddings, concerts, church festivals, even construction sites. Preferred Portables has you covered. Preferred Portables offers a luxury restroom trailer that even has hot water. No power? No problem. They can provide a generator to keep the lights on. They even provide sanitary service to campgrounds, parks, parties, and have 24-hour emergency service. Contact Preferred Portables to learn about event and contractor pricing. Check out their website, preferredportables.com. We're number 1 when you have to go number 2.
Family tradition is the foundation of Nespoli Jewelers, a family tradition started by Joseph Nespoli and continued by his grandson Jonathan. For 3 generations, Nespoli Jewelers have prided themselves on mixing fine with fashion. Jonathan can customize your engagement ring and wedding bands, design a unique piece of jewelry inspired by you, or simply help you find an affordable gift. Service, quality, creativity. Nespoli Jewelers. Yesterday's principles, today's creations. East Front Street in Berwick and online at nespolijewelers.com.
Experience the difference at Blaze Alexander Family Dealership. For over 40 years, Blaze Alexander has been Central PA's top choice for unbeatable prices. With 20 locations and 11 brands, we have what you want at a price you deserve. Over 4,000 new and pre-owned vehicles available. Why go anywhere else? Stop and shop or check us out online at blazealexander.com. Sales, service, parts, collision.
When you've been sidelined by an injury, all you want is to get back in the game. Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. We use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Call 833-LV-ORTHO. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick. The roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates. Why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding. Specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
You're listening to the CJ Curry Show on Pop Radio. Here with the first-year head coach of the Berwick Bulldogs is Jim Doyle.
Weekend number 4 of high school football's 10-week regular season kicks off tonight. Here at Crispin Field, the Bulldogs face Hazleton area. In our next segment, CJ will tell us about the Cougars, but now it's time for our weekly feature, Bulldog Spotlight. Tonight, the spotlight is on freshman Gabe Decker. CJ, Gabe has really 3 roles on your team: tight end, defensive end, and captain. Let's talk about that last role first. he may be the first ever Berwick captain as a ninth grader. Quite an honor.
Absolutely. A tremendous honor, and he takes that very serious. And Gabe's one of the most special young men I've ever been around in my short career so far of coaching and teaching, really. And, so something that we did this off season is we had a house system, and we had house leaders that we called them, and we tried to quantify everything that we did from the field to the weight room to the classroom to community service and all these things. And so Gabe was one of our house leaders because we wanted to see the guys that we think have leadership capabilities and how would they respond to being in that position as a leader. And so Gabe was one of our house leaders, and he did a tremendous job. And so what we did at the end of the season as kind of a culmination to this house system is we had all of our players vote for one person who they felt should represent our team as a captain. And so Gabe Decker and Alex Estrella both were tied with 23 votes in first place as who should be the captain of our football team. So they're both our year-long captains, and I've never been a huge fan of having year-long captains, but I mean, Gabe holds that, and he's humbled by it, and he takes so much pride in it. And just watching the way that Gabe works, he's the first one here, he's the last one out. He's on the jugs machine after practice, he's watching film, he's asking for ways to get better, and the way that he treats his teammates is just like no other. I mean, he's just such a great kid and such a leader. It's a great fit for him.
Well, let's talk about him as tight end. 4 catches so far, a good target.
Absolutely, a great target, and he just has such high football IQ. You put a freshman in the mix and then going against great opponents. And I mean, he battled week 1, which I knew how that at that point he was ready for varsity football. Going against their senior Lake Lehman and Ben Dowling, who's a 6'4" kid, a couple years starter, and Gabe battled with him all night, offense and defense. And he's able to come up with some huge catches. He had a huge catch against Lehman, contested near the 1-yard line. He thought that he might be in on that ball, might have broke the plane, and he's caught some in traffic, and he's able to fall forward always. And last week I know it was only a catch for a 3-yard gain, but he was able. It was just kind of like a quick tight end dump route, and it wasn't there, so he didn't panic, and he just kind of slid to where he was open and was able to catch the ball. And so just those high IQ plays, and he's just such a tough football player.
What does he bring to the defensive end position?
Super tough. Guy who's tough and he's disciplined. I mean, our big thing in our 4-3 defense and our 50 defense is you have to have stud defensive ends that do not let a team get outside. And Gabe sets the edge great. He takes on tackles. He takes on tight ends. He can shed blocks and make tackles. And, just his toughness is unrivaled. He's been playing banged up. His body's grown so much over his 8th to 9th grade year. And just being able to have him catch up with it and being able to battle in the trenches and stay, being able to play 4 quarters, it's a testament to his toughness.
In the Bulldog Spotlight, freshman Gabe Decker. Tonight, Gabe and his Bulldog teammates take on Hazleton area here at Crispin Field. Up next, CJ will evaluate the Cougars' offense. You're listening to the CJ Curry Show here on Pop Radio.
Jim Doyle and the Berwick Bulldogs head coach CJ Curry. Brought to you by
Overhead Door of Berwick, Berwick Notary, State Farm Insurance, Sean Black and Lori Powell, First Keystone Community Bank, the Willows Golf Course, Journey Bank, Flick Brothers Electric in Bloomsburg, Blaze Alexander Family Buick GMC of Bloomsburg, Berwick Dental Arts, W&L Subaru, Nissan and Mazda, Reds Roofing, Preferred Portables, Nespoli Jewelers, Neighborhood Fence, Ken Pollock Ford, Mayo Funeral Home, ND Accounting and Consulting, and Mason's Monogram Service.
You'll only find the CJ Curry Show on Pop Radio and streaming online at thisispopradio.com.
Escape the ordinary this fall. Navigate the unpaved roads in a Mazda CX-50 with as low as 0.9% financing for 60 months or 1.9% for 72 months at W&L Mazda. Maneuver through the city streets in a nimble Mazda CX-30 with low financing rates or up to $1,000 customer cash. Find your Mazda at W&L off Route 11 in Northumberland, online at WNLMazda.com or at the Bloomsburg Fair.
Financing available to well-qualified applicants only. Offer cannot be combined with any other discounts or incentives other than loyalty or military offers. Offer ends 9/3/24. See W&L Mazda for complete offer details.
Planning your next big event? Weddings, concerts, church festivals, even construction sites. Preferred Portables has you covered. Preferred Portables offers a luxury restroom trailer that even has hot water. No power? No problem. They can provide a generator to keep the lights on. They even provide sanitary service to campgrounds, parks, parties, and have 24-hour emergency service. Contact Contact Preferred Portables to learn about event and contractor pricing. Check out their website, preferredportables.com. We're number one when you have to go number two.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick. The roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding, specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
When you've been sidelined by an injury, all you want is to get back in the game. Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. We use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Call 833-LV-ORTHO. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
Berwick Dental Arts, 9th Street in Berwick, is proud to be keeping generations of beautiful smiles across Bulldog Nation. Dr. Susan Ermish, Dr. Nathaniel Fluke, and their staff practice general and restorative dentistry, and they're open Monday through Friday. Whether you need a simple cleaning or a complicated procedure, Berwick Dental Arts will see that you have the best smile so you can be your best. Berwick Dental Arts, 9th Street in Berwick, is a proud supporter of Berwick Bulldogs football. Visit their website at berwickdentalarts.com.
You're listening to the CJ Curry Show on Pop Radio. Here with the first-year head coach of the Berwick Bulldogs is Jim Doyle.
Tonight, here at Crispin Field, the 31st meeting between Berwick and Hazleton area, which is the jointure of Hazleton, West Hazleton, and Freeland. Cougars bring a 1-2 record into the game. Like the Bulldogs, they've struggled to score points, but after being shut out by West Scranton in the first half last Friday, they scored 2 second-half touchdowns in the second half for a 13-3 win. CJ, senior Austin Wilson is their starting quarterback through 3 games. He's also their leading rusher. His 43-yard touchdown run on a quarterback draw clinched the win over West Scranton last Friday. Besides the quarterback draw, how else does he get his carries?
You know, you see that number 11, Austin, he is their guy. And, you know, he has experience. He had 800 passing yards and 500 rushing yards last year. And so, you know, it's no doubt why they would want to have him be their guy running the ball. But, you know, they'll bring in 2 fullbacks and a running back, and they'll run counter and lead for him, kind of out of a tight set. He's great in that draw. But one thing that we saw, I mean, when he's able to get out of the pocket, untouched on a pass play, he's always a threat to just pull it down and run it. And so just seeing how he's done that, and they've played an incredibly tough schedule so far with Nazareth, who's a state powerhouse right now. They're playing great football these past few years, and then Williamsport, who's I think outscored their opponents so far something by the likes of 100-9, and he still played pretty well in that. And so, you know, we scrimmaged West Scranton, so we kind of knew the guys that they had. They played them tough. I mean, just watching that was a battle. And, you know, Coach Bookman has all my respect in the world. He's been great to me ever since I took this job and has been there for support. And, you know, this week we are opponents, but he's a great coach. He's a great leader, and he gets those guys ready to play.
The running back, Hunter Johnson, averaging 5.4 yards a carry, might be their best overall player. We'll talk about him when we talk about their defense, but how about as a running back? What's he like?
Hunter runs hard. He really does. He's a downhill runner. He always falls forward. You know, he might not be some like the guys that we've seen with moves and everything, but I mean, he's a one-cut guy, and when he gets downhill, he's able to accelerate. He's got a great burst, and he puts his shoulder down, and he will fall forward. And so our guys have to be ready to handle that defensively, and we have to be more physical defensively as well, especially on the second level. So our guys they've gotten ready with that this week during practice, no doubt about it.
Well, when Hazleton area goes to the air, your secondary will have to be aware of a wide receiver named Johansson Morin. 12 catches for 124 yards, including a 28-yard touchdown last Friday. Moran's very, very good. He had only 1 catch in the first game, so since then, they've really gone to him. Describe him.
Yeah, absolutely. And Johansson was their top receiver last year. You know, he's 6'2", 175. He's got great speed. He's got great wiggle. He's got great hands. And so all the things that you want in a wide receiver, I think he's a tough kid too. You know, he comes out and he blocks in the run game. I think that he's a team guy based on what I can see on film. And so it's no doubt why they would want to get the ball to him. And so, I mean, just a great athlete altogether. And we have to be ready, especially in the past 2 weeks, not seeing much pass, having our secondary ready tonight to face kind of a pretty balanced attack is going to be big.
How are they up front?
Good team, or good offensive line up front. I think they have 4 offensive linemen back, including King, Boris, Sapaticki, and Ackerman. So they bring 4 guys back up on the front. And you know, those guys are tough. They block right. You always know that you're going to get a tough team with Hazleton. They're well coached. They've got tough kids, and they play for each other. Not to mention the fact that you said it earlier. I mean, this is a rivalry game. And you look at our schedule, and we lost some of our teams that you would consider a rivalry with your Valley West and Dallas and Crestwood. And so this is the last big one that we have. And so we know this is a huge game for both teams, and you know the season's on the line in a lot of respects for both of us in this one. So we're going to get their best shot, and we know they're going to play tough, and we have to match that intensity and up it, which we've practiced all week doing.
Up next, CJ will evaluate Hazleton area's defense. You're listening to the CJ Curry Show here on Pop Radio.
Family tradition is the foundation of Nespoli Jewelers, a family tradition started by Joseph Nespoli and continued by his grandson Jonathan. For 3 generations, Nespoli Jewelers have prided themselves on mixing fine with fashion. Jonathan can customize your engagement ring and wedding bands, design a unique piece of jewelry inspired by you, or simply help you find an affordable gift. Service, quality, creativity. Nespoli Jewelers. Yesterday's principles, today's creations. East Front Street in Berwick and online at nespolijewelers.com.
Experience the difference at Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships. For over 40 years, Blaze Alexander has been Central PA's top choice for unbeatable prices. With 20 locations and 11 brands, we have what you want at a price you deserve. Over 4,000 new and pre-owned vehicles available. Why go anywhere else? Stop and shop or check us out online at blazealexander.com. Sales, service, parts, collision.
We're here at Ken Pollock in Berwick, and Ken is here with us. And Ken, you've been here for the last 10 years or so. Has Berwick welcomed you?
Absolutely. I think we align perfectly as a group with the Berwick community. We're community driven. We love servicing the people down here. We have great deals every day, whatever stage in life you might be at, looking for a car for your kid, family, whatever it might be. We have a huge selection here, and whatever you have, bring it down and we'll service it for you as well. Our people are very eager and very knowledgeable about the product that we do have, so we really want to help you out and make you a part of the Ken Pollock family.
Mason's Monogramming has the largest selection of Bulldog items in Berwick. Family owned with more than 35 years experience. And new Bulldog wear for every age, including t-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, polos, hats, and more. They even make online fundraising easy for you. Stop in today to discuss your next fundraising opportunity. You can also shop at masonsmonogramming.com for their new inventory and select in-person pickup or shipping right to you. Follow their Instagram at Mason's Monogramming for their latest new items. Mason's Monogram Service in Berwick. Let them personalize for you.
Hey, hometown fans. You know Journey Bank as your trusted local bank. But did you know we're also the biggest cheerleader for our community's youth? From athletes competing under the Friday night lights, to students excelling in the classroom, to talented teen stars singing center stage, we're investing in the future of our young people. At Journey Bank, we're committed to helping our kids score big in every aspect of life. Journey Bank, where dreams are nurtured and futures are built. Journey Bank, proud supporter of our local youth.
You're listening to the CJ Curry Show on Pop Radio. Here with the first-year head coach of the Berwick Bulldogs is Jim Doyle.
Crispin Field, home to Berwick football since 1929, is the venue for tonight's game as the Bulldogs take on the Cougars of Hazleton area. CJ, Hazleton area coach Dennis Bookman lists his team's defense as a 4-4. Is that what you see?
Essentially, that's what we see, especially in our regular 21 or pro person. They're in that 4-4, and they love to blitz. You know, when we go with a little bit more spread, they kind of go to what Mid-Valley gave us in a 4-2-5, where they'll drop a back or an outside linebacker to safety, move their outside backer kind of over our slot guy or our trips guy, and they'll still bring pressure. And so they're super athletic, they're tough, and they're going to bring the heat. And their offense, or their linebackers, when they bring it, and they'll bring inside, they'll bring outside, and when they come to blitz, they come and they rock you. So we have to be ready to pick up blitz, and we have to be ready to run the football against that this week.
So this is not a read and react defense. This is one that gets after you, and you have to avoid negative plays.
Totally different than what we saw against Trail last week, where they were more of that read and react defense. But these guys bring it, and they're gonna blitz different guys every play. One inside, one outside, both outsides, both insides, cross blitz, and they're gonna man up and let their guys run a little bit. They're gonna play some quarters. They're gonna play some cover 3. So with a changing look in their secondary, we have to be ready to make those reads, get the ball out on time. we have to be ready to run the football. You know, when we have 4 offensive linemen coming back, Gavin Galusha, who's proven that he can be a tough runner, quarterback that can run, you know, with Billy getting some quarterback tonight and Ashton, who can run a little bit too, we have to be ready. We have to be able to run the football effectively.
We mentioned Hunter Johnson when we were talking about offense as their top running back. But he might be their best defender as well from a linebacker position. Why so?
Absolutely, and he brings the wood every single time that he comes. He's great at reading where the ball is at online. He's able to get over blocks. He's able to get under blocks, and he brings it when he tackles. When he blitzes, you know he's coming, and when he gets through, he's super fast. He's quick. He's able to get lateral very quickly, and he's good in pass defense too. And so you have to know where number 8 is on the field at all times.
It's not a matter of your offense not being able to move the ball. It's a matter of putting points on the board. In other words, finishing. I guess that's the key for tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. We've consistently gotten better, I think, every week. It's just putting everything together now tonight. And especially if we're able to drive the ball, we have to be able to finish in the red zone. I mean, I can't even imagine what our red zone percentage is this year. It might be 0% scoring in the red zone. I think that our touchdown pass, our only touchdown came in the first quarter against Lake Lehman, was from 20 or 30 yards out, 25 plus at least. And so, we haven't been able to score in the red zone, and our guys know that. And I think that they've taken that to heart more this week than ever, because we know, looking at the box score, you think, I mean, holy cow, we've scored 7 points in 12 quarters offensively, which is just totally unacceptable. And so that's been the challenge this week during practice, is making sure that we're doing everything that we can. We're leaving no stone unturned. Our guys are holding each other accountable, and we're ready to finish this thing off tonight.
You played in a number of Berwick-Hazelton area games tonight. You coach in one. Should be fun.
Absolutely. It'll be a great time, Jim.
Hey, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Listen for another CJ Curry Show prior to next Friday's game against Hanover area here at Crispin Field. Stay